Hey everybody, so we've heard Boris's announcement recently about the new Nando's rating system that we're now working to as a nation. We're aiming for lemon and herb, people. But we don't have much more clarity around when you guys at secondary school GCSE A-level time are going to go back. We know that perhaps year 10s and year 12s will be prioritised, but this video isn't for them. This video is for year 11s who are preparing for next year for A-levels coming up, because there is a relatively big step up from GCSE to A-level in terms of work rigour. So in this video I'm going to be going through my system of what I would be doing to prepare for that step up next year and how you can be using this time effectively to do it. And also shout out to new subscribers Zoe Evans and Kausai Grimil for requesting this video. Here we go. If you'd like at least weekly content around study tips and preparation tips and explainer videos of the crazy education system right now, hit that subscribe button. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go through certain traits that I think you should start developing now and actionable steps and resources you can take in social distancing time in order to start developing those traits. But before we get onto that, I'm just going to give a brief overview about the difference between GCSE and A-level. And I think one of the main differences that quite often gets overlooked, because on the surface of things, you're going from around 10 subjects to 4 subjects, so you might think, oh, it's going to be a doddle, and also you have all these free periods. But the rigor of each of the subjects that you're going to be taking definitely means that you will be working hard. And I think there'll be a steep learning curve in transitioning from a more teacher-led approach to learning to perhaps a more self-led learning approach. Because what I see from A-level teachers quite a lot, it obviously depends on the teacher, is that it quite often goes more to a lecturing style of teaching, and you cover a lot more content that way and you go deeper, but it means there's more onus on you in general to take responsibility for your own learning. And these are definitely things that you can start practicing now. How do you do this? Well, I've thought about what I would do and what I've seen students doing who have been successful, and I've come up with this system in that you need to become a cool learner. Yeah, it's my first mnemonic. Yeah, pretty cool mnemonic. What do I mean by cool learner? I mean, start building your confidence, start building your organization skills or building them further, take more ownership over your own work, and learn knowledge. So in this video, I'm going to break down each of those and what they mean and how you can start working on them now. Okay, letter number 1 is C, so confidence. How do you build your confidence and why is it so important? Well, firstly, what do I mean by confidence? What I don't mean by confidence is thinking that you are going to absolutely nail this A-levels. There's going to be no problem whatsoever, so you might as well chill out and play Xbox. What real confidence is a acceptance and understanding that you're not going to get everything first time and things are not going to be necessarily easy the whole time. Having that confidence inside to be like, I've got this, to have that feeling of I will get there and I will push through. But how do you start building that kind of confidence? Now, normally I would say by doing it, building your skills and your comfort levels with what you're doing is the best way of building confidence. However, of course, you can't do that right now because it's not A-level time for you guys yet, and also we're not even at school. So how do you build your own confidence in your own time? Now, I'd say the best way of starting to build your confidence for what's coming up next year with the A-levels is just start getting an overview of some of the content that you're going to be looking at next year, because that will get rid of some of the fear of the unknown. And you'll start to see things that you kind of already know from GCSE, and then making those links and understanding will make you realize that you totally have got this and it's completely within your reach to understand this at some point over the next 2 years. So taking away the fear of the unknown is the essential aim of this preparation overall. Now, one thing that I wouldn't want you to do is get bogged down in nitty-gritty details that you wouldn't be expected to know yet because you haven't been taught it. And that might cause extra stress. So you see something and you spend an hour trying to understand it just from reading the CPG guide or whatever. You're not getting anywhere. You get stressed out about it, and then your confidence gets lower. So that's why and all the advice I'm giving for this in this preparation is I want you to take the view that you're getting an overview and not a complete understanding of what's going on. Second letter, O, is organisation. Now, organisation is so important. It is so important, and I'm speaking from experience because I am so... Actually, I'm not anymore. I used to be as a student, even at university, but especially at school, so disorganised. And it made my life so much harder than it needed to be. So what I mean by organisation is essentially just setting up systems that make life easier for you. And once those systems have been set up, they really don't take a lot of time to maintain. Systems like setting your own study schedule. I would literally just start a day and not really have a plan, and then do an hour of this and then maybe an hour of that, see what I felt like. Spend 20 minutes per day even. That's what I'm doing at the moment. Planning on what the most important things you can be doing that day will be. Plan when you're going to go over that biology content. Plan when you're going to go over that French, history, whatever, at precise times. Something that can really help you with this is a really great app called Adapt. And Adapt will make an entire plan for you. So let's say, again, you're doing chemistry A-level. You can type in chemistry A-level, put in the correct exam board, find out what exam board you're doing, by the way. That's really, really important so you're not doing the wrong stuff. And then it will make an entire plan for you over the next few weeks so you can schedule when you're going to cover what subject. Another way of being organised is setting up systems for your note-taking. My thing was to have an exercise book or a folder, do my work, put it in the folder, forget about it for an entire year, and then just come when it came to revision time, having a massive wodge of unstructured notes that are completely useless to me because I have no way of actually accessing them and seeing what it relates to. It's basic stuff, but it's really important. The second O is ownership of your learning, or taking ownership of your learning. Now this is, I think, as I said at the beginning of the video, one of the bigger differences between GCSE and A-level is that you're expected to take more responsibility for your own learning, and you have more free time, and you have a different style of teaching that is more based on your own learning. So what do you do for this? You start to learn how you learn. Now you probably already have some idea. Maybe you like mind maps, maybe you like cue cards, maybe you like really colourful notes. All great, but what I'd encourage you to do now is start refining those techniques. So for instance, with mind maps, a big mistake that people often make is putting too much information on it and the brain can't cope with it. So start learning what makes these learning techniques really good and work for you. I'd also start exploring different techniques that you probably haven't been using. There's loads out there. There's so many different study techniques and theories. We're talking the scribble technique, we're talking spaced repetitions, we're talking different forms of quizzes from Seneca and Quizlet and Snap Revision and loads of different things out there. We're also talking bullet journaling, which has a massive Instagram community. Here are some of my favorite accounts that I am following at the moment. Not only do they look great, they're also a great way of structuring your notes. Now this isn't something that I personally do. As I said, I'm quite a scruffy pup. But if that works for you, and if that helps you take ownership of your work, then brilliant. Start learning how to do those bullet journaling. And final L is the learning of the knowledge. Now again, I want to stress, don't get bogged down in details and stress yourself out for things that you aren't expected to know yet. But here are a few places that I think are really good to get an overview of what you're going to be doing next year. Number one is Seneca. Seneca is a great place to get an overview of what is going on. So all you need to do is type in the A-level that you're doing, and again, really importantly, the exam board that you're doing, and it just takes you through really easy information for you to understand, and then it gives you little fun tests as well as you go through it. I also got this one from Unjaded Jade, and that is the CPG Head Start revision books. That's, I think, only for science and maths is what I could find, and I think that eases you in really nicely into the content that you're going to do next time and makes a few links between what you've been doing and what you will do. In general, I also really like CPG, so I don't think it's a bad move to just buy a CPG book in the topic that you're going to be, or the subject you're going to be doing next year, and just giving it a read. Don't worry about the details, just give it a read. Now, if there were any details that you wanted to understand more that you were struggling with, what I'd recommend is writing them down all in one place in a structured way. Say there was some equations that you were struggling with, some really nitty-gritty equations in physics that you just couldn't get your head around. What I'd advise is writing that down in an ordered way so that when it comes back to school time, you can go straight to your teachers and then essentially ambush them with a giant list of questions that you can just tick off and understand it a bit more. Another way I'd recommend dealing with it is getting an online tutor. And in fact, an online tutor can help with all of the different letters in the C.O.O.L system that I just mentioned. They can help build your confidence. They can help give you organisation tips because they're either university students or have been in the past. Now, of course, tutors can be quite expensive. If you can't afford them, there's an absolutely fantastic initiative called the Coronavirus Tutoring Initiative that was made by Oxbridge students on the first day of the lockdown, and it's essentially turned into this massive network of university students that are willing to give up their time for free to tutor you guys in any bits that you will find useful. So I thoroughly recommend hitting the link below in the description and getting in contact with them. Alrighty, so I hope that was useful for you guys. If it was, please do like and subscribe to the channel. Every single subscribe right now really does make a huge difference and gets me motivated to do more, because obviously I'm quite a small YouTube channel. And also, just a general note, I'm really enjoying making this YouTube content for you guys. So please do keep the comments coming. There's been some lovely comments and there've been some constructive comments as well for the videos that I should be doing. So any videos that you think I should be doing, please do comment below and I will probably end up making it, to be honest. I'm also going to reply to every single comment that comes. Until next time, see you later.